Our final fellow is John Pinegar from the College of Arts and Sciences. John earned a political science degree from Washburn in 1982 and lives in Topeka, where he is president and co-founder of Pinegar Smith & Associates. The firm engages in governmental and public affairs, providing strategic advice and representation to clients. They specialize in legislative affairs, lobbying, business-to-government outreach, and issues management. Of his time at Washburn, John credits the friendships he built as being his favorite memory. He said this: "The bonds with fellow classmates, professors, and staff have been time well spent, and I will forever cherish. They have withstood the test of time and distance and have been an integral factor in my personal and professional development." John's public service includes serving on the Washburn University Foundation Board of Trustees and as past president of the Alumni Association. Friend Bruce Steinbrock, a development director at the Washburn Alumni Association Foundation, said this: "Your passion for giving back to this university will allow us to continue bringing bright students to campus. You champion Washburn at every turn, and we are grateful to have your voice leading the charge to our lawmakers." John's sister, Barbara Pinegar, said, "Everything you have touched has been done with integrity, honesty, compassion, and loyalty. Those who know you on a business or personal level would agree. You are without a doubt one brilliant and humble man who we have all been blessed to have touched our lives in some way." Friends H.B. and Leah Marshall put together the ABCs of John Pinegar, listing one of his positive qualities for each of the 26 letters of the alphabet. I'm not going to read all 26, but we've pulled out a few letters here. For example, B is for brownies. K is for kind. T is for thoughtful and thankful. V is for very compassionate. And of course, W is for Washburn. John, on behalf of the Washburn Alumni Association and College of Arts and Sciences, we're pleased to honor you as a Washburn Alumni Fellow.
I have to tell you that I'm really quite relieved. Susie and I have been very close friends for over 30 years, and I assure you, without any hesitation, her introduction to me could have been much more colorful. I'm also appreciative of the great work that Susie and Danny did to make this a very successful event today. Congratulations also to the other alumni fellows. You're all very accomplished, and I'm deeply honored to be here with you. Also, thanks to Dr. Peterson, Dr. Stevenson, Dr. Mazachek, and Dr. Farley, and all others who participated in my selection. This is very humbling. Doesn't our campus look fantastic? Under the leadership of Jerry Farley, the new and renovated buildings have changed the face of our campus. As a ninth grader growing up in Garden City, I participated in a public speaking contest. The prize was an overnight trip to Topeka to serve as a page for our local state representative. Our chaperone and her husband were both very proud Washburn graduates. We served as legislative pages in the morning with an afternoon visit to Washburn. I was impressed with the campus and, more importantly, the people. That day, I made my choice. I was going to go to Washburn. It just felt right. After a return trip with my parents, they also agreed. I'll never forget the drive home, and I mentioned to Dad and Mom how strange it was that so many of the people we met, every one of them had the same first name. My dad looked at me rather bewildered, and he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Dean." Even that lady that we talked to, Dean Seville. Without question, my professors were exceptional. They recognized the importance of the proper mix of academic and extracurricular activities. They strongly encouraged active engagement in both. The professors got to know their students. They wanted to know what made us tick. They taught me to listen, to think, and to open my mind to new ideas and experiences. Dr. Harry Wade, for example, was a remarkable constitutional law scholar who taught us about notable Supreme Court decisions. The magical lectures of Dr. Wagner, in fact, they were so amazing they literally came alive before you. I felt as if I were a participant at that period of history. And in my professional career in the Attorney General's office and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation and the Governor's office, we had a regular opportunity to work with a nationally respected corrections and criminal justice person, Ted Heim, who's also here today. Coach Patty Dick is here, and I have to confess, I always really looked forward to her class because there were no tests, and we got to play tennis. My public speaking professor was Dr. Meredith Moore. She taught me the necessary skills to comfortably stand before an audience and speak. I still reference the mimeograph instructional handouts she distributed. Speaking of mimeographs, Dr. Moore and Professor George Simpson must have had an insatiable appetite for using the mimeograph machine. They always had handouts, and a lot of them. Even now, when I walk into Morgan Hall, I hear the clickety-clack of the mimeograph machine and the awful stench of the mimeograph ink. Professor Simpson was my academic advisor. When we first met, he made it abundantly clear his sole responsibility on this earth was to weed out freshmen who were not college material. In a gruff and very grouchy manner, chewing on a cigar, looking over his glasses. He said it was his job to purge freshmen who shouldn't be here. I'm sitting there, 17 years old, thinking, wow, what have I gotten myself into? He really caught my attention. As I walked out of his office, I thought I'd better drop his course very quickly. However, for some reason I didn't. Professor Simpson became my mentor and biggest advocate. I learned he wasn't a grouch at all. He really enjoyed being theatrical. He was a brilliant, kind, and thoughtful man. He pushed me to become involved in government and politics, and Professor Simpson insisted that I become a legislative intern, which opened so many doors and led to my career. We developed a connection that went on way beyond college. In large part, he is the reason I entered this line of work and have succeeded. Many years later, Congressman Slattery and I were asked to offer the eulogies at Professor Simpson's funeral. Right up until the end, it was vintage George Simpson. He had to have bipartisan eulogies. Both perspectives needed to be aired. Exceptional professors and the commitment to excellence continues today. Like Dr. Mark Peterson, I know this because I've recently taken graduate courses under his direction. Like those before him, he too encourages students to listen, to think, and to open their minds to new ideas and experiences. Like the face of the campus, many things have changed, but the best things remain. The commitment to teaching, the one-on-one professor-to-student relationships, the academic excellence, and the heart of the university remains unchanged, the people. I would like to introduce my family and friends that are here at this table, and I was really surprised today that my sister Barbara was here from Houston, so thank you all for being here. I believe that everyone would agree that there's something really, really unique and special about Washburn. I'm very grateful for this honor, and thank you for the recognition.